The next entry in the Silent Hill series, Silent Hill Townfall, has just gotten a brand new trailer at Sony's recent State of Play. This showcases more gameplay, environments, characters, creatures, and their release date. In addition to this new trailer, even more information was released regarding this game, such as digital deluxe edition items and much more. So with all of this newly released info, like always, I'm going to break down and analyze this new trailer for you all. I'll be going over everything hidden that you may have missed, all while I give you my own personal thoughts and theories on Silent Hill Townfall. So without any further delay, let's start off by taking a look at Townfall's newest trailer. The trailer opens with more or less the same way the previous one closed, with Simon being attacked by this fleshy humanoid creature. This jump scare then sharply cuts to Simon on his own. He is seen examining his arm, all while he begins to suffer a mental breakdown. We then cut to some gorgeous shots of St. Amelia as this familiar piano track plays. This seems to be Townfall's main theme, as it has been used in previous trailers, and I love how it sounds. It fits very nicely in with the Silent Hill series. On the Welcome to St. Amelia sign, it shows the ferry schedule for the town, which features a noticeable lack of departing ships, a nice bit of foreshadowing to the game's isolating themes. We then get to see Simon in the flesh and more gameplay of exploring St. Amelia, and I must say, the graphics seemed to have gotten a great overhaul compared to the last trailer, and I am very impressed. Once again, we see the CRTV radio being used by Simon, a crucial new game mechanic I'm very excited to see more of. Through the radio, a woman can be heard calling for Simon. This was also heard in the previous trailer. Upon entering a house, Simon finds a letter addressed to a woman called Zoe Ellis. The return address of the letter seems to be the police station in St. Amelia, which piques my interest as to why the police are contacting this woman. Going deeper into the house, Simon finds an old school computer and boots it up. The computer's email service is cleverly named the Red Squares email site, a cute reference to the Red Squares seen throughout Silent Hill 2. While only briefly shown, the email inbox of Zoe can give us some much needed info on the year the game is set during, along with some emails that Zoe either sent or received. Looking at the sent dates, Silent Hill Townfall seems to be set in 1996. 3 emails can also be seen in this inbox. 2 seem pretty normal, your letter and please report in. However, the outlier here I can't really make out, although it alludes to attending something, but I just can't make out what the rest of this email means. We then see a giant metal door with a huge cryptic puzzle combo on its center. Many what look to be fuse boxes surround the center puzzle, which has Ordell etched into it. Ordell is Simon's surname. Perhaps this door is symbolic to Simon. Maybe it's a part of his psyche that he wants to close and not open. This could allude to something Simon did that he wants to forget about. Speaking of doors, our next shot of the trailer is of a door with the number 204 on it. Room 204 is a pretty iconic room number in the Silent Hill franchise, which this seems to be a reference to that. Simon then finds the previously wrote about Zoe. She is seen as a mature woman who is wearing a nurse's uniform. She seems to be deeply connected to Simon, and her nurse's uniform again brings in these hospital themes that are seen in Simon's character design. Cutting back to the town now, we see what I presume to be this game's version of the Otherworld, as the entire town is engulfed in a thick red foggy hue, which is just as terrifying as the standard fog, but it looks arguably more oppressive. Simon quickly takes shelter in what seems to be a nearby hospital, and the bright red hue from outside is very intimidating as it shines through the glass door in on Simon. We then get a montage of stealth gameplay, which showcases how Simon can distract enemies to sneak by them, along with him being able to hide in lockers to avoid pursuing monsters. While these creatures shown here seem very similar to one seen previously, Simon then encounters a very new and terrifying looking monster. This disgusting, fleshy, human looking creature is seen with a mound of what looks to be fleshy heads on its back, and to me at least, this seems to be a boss fight we will encounter. The final shot of this trailer shows Simon out again in the Otherworld version of St. Amelia, and while I previously mentioned it, I love how suffocating this looks, and I can't wait to desperately navigate my way through this hellish looking version of the town. Simon is heard sincerely apologising to someone for something, as the trailer ends and we get the game's tagline, Fear the Truth Behind the Static, which cuts into the game's release date of September 24th this year, along with pre-orders now being open. Speaking on that, the digital deluxe edition of the game was also revealed, which shows a few goodies fans can expect to receive, and this is very similar to the last few Silent Hill deluxe editions. You will receive the game, of course, along with a digital art book and soundtrack application, which are cool, but you usually mess around with these sort of things for a few minutes and then forget about them. There is also an alternate outfit for Simon, which looks alright, as well as a rusted style cosmetic for the CRTV item, and the big thing is 48 hours of early access, which is such an annoying thing I wish Konami would stop doing. Now, I personally have already pre-ordered the Steelbook physical copy from Amazon, but just like I did with Silent Hill F, I may have to double dip and purchase the digital deluxe edition for content's sake and even for spoiler reasons, as giving people who pay more money 2 days of early access always tends to bring spoilers galore. Additionally, if players pre-order this game, they can also receive the beach themed cosmetic for the CRTV, although this is for some reason exclusive to PS5 players. The State of Play trailer isn't where our news for Silent Hill Townfall ends, as further new information can be found over on the Silent Hill Portal website. And something that sticks out right away is the confirmation of multiple endings in this game. Just like in most previous Silent Hill entries, Townfall will feature multiple emotional endings that are all shaped by the player's own actions, which this has me very excited to see what exact endings we will get, and I really hope we will also see some joke endings included. They have gotta be here. Below this, we can see a panel highlighting the game's audio design, along with a new character blurb for Zoe. She is said to be a nurse for a local family clinic within St. Amelia, and she seems to be a caring and compassionate person, although it's mentioned that her voice can be heard through the CRTV calling out to Simon, which begs the question as to why she is doing that. But I personally like the unknowing this game has given us. We don't really know a whole lot about Simon or why he is here, or what Zoe's hold in this story is. All I do know is that this is for sure going to be a mind-bending emotional journey that I am just so excited to see. And while this series has never been known for it, I am worried about this game's gameplay. We haven't seen a whole lot of it, and even less of the game's combat has been shown, which has me worried. The website does state that players can choose whether they want to engage enemies or utilize distractions and stealth to sneak by them, which does give me some excitement over how tense the game may be. However, we won't have to wait too long to find all of this out, as Silent Hill Townfall releases on September 24th. I am just so excited for Silent Hill Townfall. I really like its setting. The CRTV mechanics seem really interesting, as the website stated that the radio can be used to relive past events from the town and catch glimpses of everyday life here, which is very like a system seen in Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which I'm excited to see that implemented here, as in Shattered Memories, it did wonders for the game's world building. Additionally, I really like the vaguely medical hospital theming going on here, as Zoe is a nurse and Simon is covered in medical equipment, so I'm hoping that we can see the story go into some interesting directions with that. However, I want to know what you think of that new trailer. After this state of play, are you pre-ordering Silent Hill Townfall, or are you not convinced yet? Let me know down below, I would love to hear your thoughts. And anyways, for me, that's all for now. With Summer Games Fest this Friday, it's likely you will see another video from me this week, as I'm sure Capcom will have something Resident Evil for us there. And if not, that's fine, because I am deep into editing my next Strange History video, which I'm sure you're gonna like. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Peace.